Alright, Oh, it's Kim. I missed you, dude. We need to do quite a few things before we go to the church. I want to... Well, we'll talk to Kim, then we're gonna go to the Whirling in Rags and tell Titus this old lady's here so he can help her. And then we're going to go find the dead body on the pier, that we needed Kim to deal with.
What happened to you?
The lieutenant asks as he leans in, eyes mapping your frozen face.
Better keep the lieutenant in the dark about the whole icebreaker thing. He's not gonna get it.
What do you mean, Lieutenant?
You look different. Constipated somehow?
Oh, this? Point to your face.
Yes. Your face. Looks like you're having a stroke. Can you even move it?
That's a negative, Lieutenant.
Absolutely. Lift the corners of your mouth. I don't need to move it. This is my final form.
I just don't understand, officer. Please help me understand.
This is what I am now, Kim. What I was always meant to be.
And what is that? A walking mask?
I am Icebreaker.
No, you are not. What you are is an RCM lieutenant conducting a murder investigation.
I plow my way towards the frigid lands of Katla and Vasa, smashing every ice sheet in my path.
No, but you see, you don't. You are not an icebreaker, or a firewalker, or even Tequila Sunset.
Nothing can stop the Icebreaker.
Are you fucking insane? Don't answer that, and stop doing it. Let's go.
The lieutenant's command instantly lets all the wind out of your sails, like he overrode your mind or flicked some secret master switch. Suddenly, the whole icebreaker concept seems just lame. It's like he reconditioned your brain.
Damn you.
A man lies on the...
Hold on.
The lieutenant leans over the corpse and examines his face. Two glassy eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Looks like he's been dead for a while. I'm surprised no one found him before you came along.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
We know who this is. It's the working class woman's missing husband, dead on the boardwalk.
The woman you met at the book stand? Why do you think it's her husband?
The leather jacket matches her description perfectly. Blue, inside silk.
The bright blue lining? Well, he's definitely someone's husband.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
You think he was drunk?
Oh, yes.
What about alcohol poisoning, liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Could it be related to the lynching?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Yes, but what if there's a killer on the loose? Two suspicious deaths in such a short time frame.
We should consider the possibility that we're dealing with a sequence killer here.
A sequence killer? There's nothing that connects those two bodies. This is a completely different case, an accident.
What if all of this is staged? He could have seen something that night in the yard.
What if he witnessed something? All of this could be staged. We don't know the cause of death.
It's possible, but let's take it step by step. We still haven't identified the man.
What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the parks.
Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What do we do with them?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
We found this. We should finish it.
Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
Okay. Library card?
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53.
Look at the back.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours, 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Good idea. There was plenty of information here to go by.
Look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Alright, we'll go ahead and do it now. We gotta go back to the car. And, call the police. Or the library. One of the, maybe both. I don't know. Relax, it's not yours. You didn't crash every motor carriage in Robichaud, hopefully.
Droplets of rain fall on the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage.
Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to...
Do something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Kinema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Someone has waxed it recently.
Machine puts the loco back in locomotion. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look?
What's it packing in there? Point to the engine.
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
Damn, a 7-liter V12?
7.2. Supercharged.
The lieutenant is trying to suppress a smug smile unsuccessfully.
Saying these words brings him immense joy.
A fine machine.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down. It's a bit girly right now. Fit it with some proper off-road components.
You need to, with a winch and mud tires, we could take it off the beaten path, Cam.
We are not going to, though, because this is clearly a sports motor carriage.
Okay.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Connect me to the Jamrock Public Library.
I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
We should try again, Drew.
Anything else, Detective? 57.
In the cabin, you see
We'll come back.
It's you again. What is it?
There's an old catatonic lady in the old fish market on the other side of the bay. She needs your help.
What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
Yep.
God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Coorong or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Hey, wasn't Everard's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, Pig?
whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you do.
Nope, nothing of mine.
No? Well, whatever then, Copper.
He chugs his beer and wipes his mouth.
No. They totally said what it was. What was it? Anyone remember?
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with?
What's her name?
Auntie LaPlante, we always called her. Something LaPlante.
Marianne, amigo.
Marianne LaPlante.
Be anything else you wanted to know?
Who was she?
Was, like before, just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
The children kept her together.
How'd she get like this?
Wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig?
Someone who wanted to set the world right before it ends. Ever think of that?
No, I didn't. Because I'm not fucking stupid, Polizonte.
Yeah, Carl. That's some pretty fucking weird shit to say. The pigs level weird. But whatever gets you through the day.
Where'd she get all that cop gear?
Dunno. She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night. She bought it, collected it.
Station 41. A man carries a crate of rusted, unused badges. You think these would net us something at the annual auction? A balding detective drags a comb futilely across his head. Shit, who'd want those? Just dump them into the river.
Thanks for your help, Titus.
No problem, old cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Again? I can't believe...
Yes, sir.
Boy, am I...
It's great to see you again.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
I'm basically also a cryptozoologist now.
I knew it.
I'm not surprised. It's already getting out of hand.
Well, in that case, sweetie, let me give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Mexican origin. The pin is an antique, quite special to the cryptozoological community.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull, with 8 eyes.
Suggestion medium, maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Hey, Lena, I'd like to ask you about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you just tell me a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Fine.
He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Cryptids, cryptids. Let's hear about all the interesting cryptids.
What's the most dangerous cryptid?
The gnome of Jeroma.
That sounds terrifying.
Oh, yes. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue. It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and an ungainly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of this very little species?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
Is this bird a cryptid? Point to the tie she gave you.
No, it's the cryptid.
Wow, the cryptid?
Oh, yes.
Okay, what is it?
The 8-eyed teratorn, the largest flying avian ever discovered, with a wingspan of 11.5 meters. It was thought to have gone extinct 3,500 years ago. Some even doubted the fossils were real. A mutation, they said. Until...
Mutation? Huh. All of evolution is a mutation.
Until it was sighted by renowned Gottwaldian explorer and naturalist Uwe Plattenkalk in 21.
I need to hear about this sighting.
It happened on a botanical expedition into the vast and unexplored Oamrau Canyon in southeast Ilmara. Dr. Plottenkalk got separated from his group during a sandstorm.
What happened?
Alone in the blasted desert heat, the doctor wandered eastward, where man hasn't stepped foot in over 1,000 years. Since the fall of Pericarnassus, he was lost, without any navigation equipment and desperately low on water. After a day or two, he noticed a bird high in the noon sky. A great black bird. It seemed gargantuan. Every now and then, the bird would dive down to feed on an animal carcass somewhere on the horizon. But by the time Uva got there, the Teratorn had taken off already, and the carcass was picked clean. This happened many times.
Eat the bird. Uva. It's the only way to survive.
It followed him?
More like he followed it. A bird that big has many liters of blood in it, and he was dying of thirst. For many days, Dr. Plottenkalk followed the Teratorn until they reached a great canyon wall, where the bird finally landed to rest. The professor climbed up there with a rock in his hand. He found the bird sleeping with his head tucked under its wing, a great black pile of feathers on the perch. So he approached, slowly squeezing the rock in his fist.
Watch out.
Then the Teratorn suddenly looked at him. He could see it had 8 eyes, 4 on either side of its skull, like a spider. And the man couldn't move. He was paralyzed, frozen into place with the rock in his hand. Whatever he did, he could not get closer to the bird. The bird was controlling his mind. It kept him from approaching. He could step back, but every time he stepped forward, paralysis. Uva spent 3 days trying until the bird flew away.
An 8-eyed mind-controlling bird? Fuck yeah.
Absolutely, sweetie. Cryptozoologists have been tracing it ever since, but Wamrau is vast, mysterious, and holds many secrets.
Modern radar telemetry shows great promise. We will confirm this one by the end of the decade, latest.
This one I liked. Not only does it have 8 eyes, and is a living fossil, and the largest bird ever to live, it also does mind control.
So it's never been seen again?
Sadly, yes. But there are numerous reports of 8-eyed bird skulls from Ilmara. And then there's the striking resemblance to the Pericarnassian imperial eagle, an ancient heraldic symbol that is hard to pass off as coincidence. The imperial eagle, too, had 8 eyes.
Very, very hard.
This one's very famous. Everyone knows it. People will be looking at that tie on you and thinking, that man is into cryptids. So, what else do you want to know?
This has been educational. Sadly, I've had enough.
Of course, dear.
So you never told me that you had seen the Phasmid.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
Ramblings? Nonsense. Your description of the Phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard.
But, darling, I didn't even get the size of it right.
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on. Tell our friend about it. He's proven his interest in the field.
That is a way, way bigger compliment than it sounds like. Reflexively, the lieutenant read his familiar notebook.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. When, all of a sudden...
What happened?
I looked up, and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I'd never seen anything like it. The reeds turned into a creature.
She had no fear, just surprise.
I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left, went into the reeds.
Did you follow it?
I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there, knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Where did you go? Don't go.
And what?
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, for years it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys. That sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly. But then I met Morel.
We were on a date. Can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian phasmid I've ever heard. The sounds. She told me it hissed.
So that's how they met. This is beyond significant for them.
It did, yes. Like reeds in a gust of wind.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white, like marble. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing. If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
You were on a date?
Our first, yes.
So its limbs are white?
Not all of them. There is some white coloration reported, along with beige, where the camouflage ends.
How big was it?
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than I was then, but that's probably not the case.
What do you think, Kim?
I thought it was a wonderful story, ma'am.
But I don't believe it. A child left unattended on a warm day. Children make up stories and then end up believing them.
Thank you for sharing this.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm.
And she could get up and walk right into the reeds on her own, into the mud, anywhere.
Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
I checked the traps.
Good. Okay. And?
One of them was empty.
Completely empty?
Surprise, tempered with fear and trepidation. He doesn't know what to think yet. Maybe you're joking?
There was nothing in the trap. No locusts, no phasmid.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but...
The empty trap was the one of yours at the campsite. Maybe this factors into it somehow.
I definitely left that one stocked.
Right from the campsite? Just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
Of course, more clever.
You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts. It might behove you to tread lightly.
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
That's exactly what it is. A deft hunter, this phasmid.
Of course. Be sarcastic.
I'm serious.
Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture. Mine stands, okay? Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened? Some kind of foul play might be afoot. Theft?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out the window, impatiently.
I'm gonna save before I do this.
Lena and I were just discussing the design of the new trap.
Interfacing medium, develop an alternative theory about the missing locusts.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too.
I may have met a kid that's the locust stealing type.
Kids? What would a child want with bugs?
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up.
Delinquents, my favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs. Morel, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologize, Geary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
The first man to break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is bigger than he lets on.
I guess Kuno is the little shithead that stole the, Oh, we found a Van Eyck poster. Below the grime, a dark neon poster reads, Van Eyck, totally hardcore, or something like that. Have time.
Fuck does Kuno care?
You wouldn't know anything about missing locusts, would you?
No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna take you to lame prison!
She sounds like she's about to cry, out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness.
What's this about?
Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer present.
There's definitely something going on here. Remember his pig's head shack? You should check it out.
Kuno doesn't...
Oh, we finished our thought.
Motorway south. The lone vector stretches in your mind's eye into the wild pale yonder, for an unimaginable distance, forgetting, until you can no longer remember anything. No cities, no mountains, no oceans, and finally, no vector. Nothing remains. A blank space with no point of reference, where only one type of motion is possible. The motion of a human throat. Swallow in, and then it comes to you. To reach the end of the motorway south is to be unborn. You've had this thought before, while aimlessly wandering the streets of Jamrock. A lost piece of the man you were. A dark hope.
Gives us +1 to Inland Empire, which is basically like imagination. And all intellect white checks unlocked, which we're shitty at intellect anyway, doesn't matter much. It's crawling with locusts in here. Is that all the evidence we need? I guess.
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck do you want with it? Oh, that. Kuno decapitates yeah. Oh, that. Kuno to...
What?
Fuck your shit back to normal.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his... Kuno does...
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Please talk to me.
Murder?
Huh. Okay, so I don't really... Yep, there's a bunch of locusts, and what? Huh. I do not understand what I'm missing here. Well, I don't know. Like, maybe I broke the game because I don't know. I don't really get it. He won't talk to me anymore about it. He says he wants a lawyer. It's so retarded. I don't know. Maybe I've already done it and I can just tell them.
Oh, hello, sweetie.
Hello, officer. I think I almost have it. Well, yes.
That is weird as hell, man. Let's see. Oh fuck, is the game bugged? Look at that shit, what? It's crawling with locusts, okay.
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pig. Kuno...
Okay, fuck it, I guess. I don't know, that's really weird. It's almost like the quest is bugged or something. Okay, yeah, I think the quest is bugged. Well, that's a shame. You're supposed to be able to talk to Kuno. about the bugs after you've witnessed them, which I have already. I don't get it. Yep, there's fucking locusts. We see them. We're here. We did the thing.
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmeister. Kuno does.
Okay, cool. Love bugs. Wonderful. Well, that's a shame. I actually wanted to do that cryptid quest, but I guess it's just fucked. We can try this. Reloading. I don't really want to redo all this conversation, though.
Oh, hello, sweetie.
He tries to play it cool.
Good. Okay, complete.
Surprise.
No, look.
That's not or deaf.
Right from.
You're dealing
Yes,
Another trip to the Reeds.
of course. Actually, no.
heartfelt. Some kind.
Thank you.
Helping cryptozoologists isn't consider the
Kids.
Oh, my.
Dealing.
Oh, you've been.
Well,
Really?
Lena, morale.
No.
the first man to break form.
Okay. Now we'll go ahead and maybe I'll go into his apartment first and see if that works. Shack, I guess, not really apartment, but same shit.
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck do you want with good call, Pigmeister? Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Kuno.
Wow, this is buggy as fuck, dude. What the fuck is going on here? If it doesn't work this time, I'm just gonna say fuck it.
Fuck does Kuno care? No.
Oh my god!
Shut up.
She sounds like she's about to cry, out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness.
Deny every.
Kuno's not gonna.
There's definitely
Kuno doesn't. Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck do you want with? Oh, that. Kuno.
What?
Fuck your shit back to.
Good call, Pigmeister. The fuck about it? Your test.
Get lost!
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Kuno.
Yeah, I guess it's bugged. You're 100% supposed to be able to talk to him after that. Oh well. You should play the game and do it yourself, I guess. I did the cryptozoologist quest the first time, but it's a shame that we won't be able to do it here. Okay, we need to go into the church and pick up our dice. Die. Let me, fuck it, we'll get the die. We still don't have enough money for, that board game. Suzerainty. It's like 25, I think.
Oh, it it's you again. Very good. That will be 7 real for 1 custom die.
Thanks for the dice, the cursed Ilmarian die.
Here's the cursed die you ordered.
What is this?
It's a die. Try rolling it.
Cast the cursed die.
You throw the ball on the floor, and it ends with one of the phrases facing upwards. God is indifferent.
Good. Now roll again, detective.
Roll it again.
It lands on exactly the same result. God is indifferent.
It's a sphere pretending to be a 6-sided die. Each roll will end with one of the phrases facing up. The die originates in Ilmara, where it was used for cleromancy. Except I've weighted the die. When you try rolling it, you realize that each time it gets you exactly the same result. God is indifferent. This is our curse.
Thanks, I'll keep it.
Good luck, officer.
It's neat. A spherical die with an octahedral cavity and a small internal weight will settle with one of the 6 phrases facing up. God is indifferent, take all, lose all, 50-50, nothing happens, and pale. It's made of bog oak burl, coloring it malevolent black. Note, look at the map tab to see. Okay, so it's like, I guess all the dice just open, reopen checks. It's kind of expensive. We're probably not going to be able to afford that board game. I would have to sell, like, something I'm not willing to sell, so. Oh well. The lady's not there. Okay. I guess it's time we go to the church.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Open it.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area, its black holes and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city.
A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Oops, I just ran. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Feels like it's trying to become one with the church. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Something to do with radio frequencies? 2 decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. A portable Harman Wowshy tape recorder. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
A radio computer. And it's turned on.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
What is, we know what it is. Let me investigate it.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Look inside.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. This is the machine's filament memory. Press play to access its contents. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Oh no, it was already glowing and now it's also making a sound? It's probably some alien CO-like technology. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good morning, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
This is a human interface. A retired person sitting behind a switchboard somewhere.
What?
The filament you have inserted into the core.
Okay.
That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core?
Yeah.
Good. Please repeat.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
Received.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do.
Fortress Accident. Is there any...
Okay.
The machine's keyboard is still... Nothing happens.
We need more information to do anything with that. Ooh, Mesk Bangers Red Brooks. Brock, those are nice shoes. Oh, but we already have the dankest shoes. The armor. A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. A cracked pane of glass, colorful. A silk scarf. We like our necktie because it... Yeah, it can talk. This necktie can fucking talk, so I don't want to take it off. A figure drawn in frost on the window depicting a deer. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums, you can hardly hear your own breathing.
Yell.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. It's unnerving.
Stomp your feet and clap your hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
Turn to Kim. What is going on here?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Can't hear shit.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is.
Whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something weird is happening here.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you.
Look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Try to see beyond the shadows. Fuck yeah.
It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
On the ceiling?
Yes. The darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away.
Follow the shadow's movements.
It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Officer, is there something up there?
Lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is you are seeing.
Oh no. You've lost sight of it. Where did it go? Prepare for an attack. You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
The bowl is filled with fresh water. A wire runs into it. Could these wires work as contact microphones?
Is that a man? A man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently. The Crab Man.
Are you the Crab Man?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
Right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem, and it's been getting out of hand lately, but...
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence, and you don't even know it.
Great, more patronizing, so fucking original.
I know it's hard to admit that you got a problem. I was like you once. Couldn't take an honest look into my own heart and see I was in pain.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
If the lieutenant agrees, then maybe, just maybe, you should pay attention. Look at these crazies. What is this? A fucking intervention?
Fuck you, Crabman! You don't tell us what to do! Tell him!
Adjust your tie. Who do you think you are? Some crazy guy under the roof? What is this shit? He's obviously not wrong.
It doesn't matter who I am, Way. I'm just bringing you the message of the mother's love. She don't want you to hang yourself on your own stubbornness.
His words echo in the cold air of the church.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
This Mother of Silence sounds like a serious player. You might want to be careful until you find out what you're dealing with.
I'm gonna ask you again, are you the Crab Man?
Never known myself to be a crab, but if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
So if you're not a crab, what are you?
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
What were you before you became a crab?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
So many people losing their memory, a certain portent of doom.
Nah, ese, it's not like that. Best thing that could happen to you, losing your memory.
Do you remember your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, Your place amongst your fellas. Your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name's Harrier Dubois, and my place in this world is Lieutenant W. Freighter.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
He sounds melancholy saying this, his limbs a mere shadow below the ceiling. So what are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who's the mother of silence you keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, Ese. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
I'm not judging you. I've got drug problems myself. Faith is a kind of drug.
I heard that before, Way. And I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
There are drugs darker than alcohol circling your system.
I think love might have been my drug of choice, and I'm still hungover from it.
She took you for a good spin, huh? Don't worry, bro. That love is but a drop compared to the ocean of the mother's love. The mother will eat all of you and never spit you out.
I'm not judging you, man. I've got drug problems too.
I can see, and it saddens me. But devotion can save you. It saved me.
Let's agree to disagree.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it. I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
You should sing for me, the superstar cop.
I ain't from no Marietti, if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother.
How did you find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, Way. It didn't belong to me.
Are these yours? Show him the scarf and the shoes you found.
I think they were. A long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
Right, I have other questions.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
You've been here a long time. Why is the church abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
I feel that. Summer, you know where the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Wait, there's another person here and it's a vieta?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
Where is she?
That's what I said, Holmes.
Oh, and you don't know where she is. How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you have nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who she is?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or
search through her radio computer.
Have you by any chance heard the viejita, fucking, I don't know Spanish, says the password to a radio computer?
Too many times, Essay. You need it for something.
No need to overdo it. He won't mind sharing it with you.
Yeah, tell me the password.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death.
That is true. But what comes after death?
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside? Right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Do they have a reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Though he used to, a long time ago.
What do you think about it, the nightclub idea?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
Okay, thank you.
I think we're done here, Essay.
He crawls off into the darkness above.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
Interesting indeed. Okay, we'll end it here. It's over an hour, and finish investigating the church and talk to the dudes in the tent about what we find next time.